this week, the Senate will vote on the National Defense Authorization Act. That's when America takes all the money and gives it to the military, so they can spend it defending our freedoms, building planes that don't work, and apparently raping each other.
Rape, sexual assault, and sexual harassment are pervasive throughout the military.
In that unit, I was not the only one that was sexually assaulted or sexually harassed. Only 8% of them were prosecuted.
An Army chaplain who told me, among other things, that the rape was God's will and that God was trying to get my attention so that I would go back to church.
Jesus cracker, has God never heard of an Evite? Everyone knows if you want people to come to church, you have a fish fry. Come on. And if you're someone who thinks women were asking for it by entering a man's profession, please kill yourself. This is not a woman's issue.
During my tour on the USS Frank Cable, I was raped by a superior non-commissioned officer. I was ordered by my command not to report this crime. About 56% of estimated victims in our military are men.
That was 3 years ago. We're catching up, ladies. But sexual assault against men is a long-standing military tradition. Hence the Marine Corps motto, Semper, why will you not stop touching my butt? Now, according to a DoD survey, there were more than 20,000 cases of sexual assault in the military in 2014. Although those survey takers might be lying. I'd have to see what kind of clothes they were wearing. Of those, only about 6,000 were formally reported. I wonder why.
Service members who reported a sexual assault were 12 times more likely to suffer retaliation than see their offender get convicted of sexual offense.
There's no hilarious punchline in the prompter. Hey, writers, I need another rape joke. Guys, are you? Okay, never mind. It's been a fun week. Now, in the civilian justice process, when you report a sexual assault, police investigate, then a person with legal training decides whether the case goes forward. And then a judge knocks the sentence down to 6 months because your rapist swims fast. But if you're in the military, your path to justice looks like this. Now, it might seem complex, but once you get past the Minotaur, it's a breeze.
Service members must report an assault to their commanders. However, if those commanders take action and prove that an assault occurred, they also prove a failure of their own leadership.
So commanders can't indict a rapist without indicting themselves. Geez, Pentagon, if you want to put your troops in an unwinnable situation, just send them back to Iraq. This problem goes deep.
That's what she said.
No, stop it! You commanders set the tone. If you take sexual assault seriously, the people in your unit will too. And if you don't, well...
We had a sexual assault and harassment training that we went through, and one of our sergeants got up on the table and stripped completely naked and danced and laughed at it. Why would I go to a chain of command that I knew was going to allow those things?
Even worse, she was further reprimanded for not stuffing singles in the sergeant's G-string. Come on, gals, if you're gonna watch, you got a tip. Now, this is why Senator Kirsten Gillibrand has spent 3 years fighting to pass her Military Justice Improvement Act, or MJIA. She spoke to us yesterday.
Our commanders are extraordinarily good at their jobs of training troops and of winning wars. They aren't trained to be criminal prosecutors. They're not lawyers. His decision-making can be biased. He may well know the perpetrator or the accuser. This bill will take the decision-making about whether a crime has been committed or not out of the chain of command and give it to trained, seasoned military prosecutors.
Well, that seems like a reasonable solution to the, oh shit, here come the obstruction twins, Phil and Buster, probably wearing their adult diapers so they can block this bill all night.
I overwhelmingly support this bill and this crusade that Senator Gillibrand has led.
Far too many victims of sexual assault are afraid to report the assault because they don't trust the current system. This is a common sense reform.
Oh my God! It's the rare, majestic, bipartisan bill. Shh, don't scare it. Someday you'll tell your children you saw one. But despite bipartisan support from a majority of senators, including both party leaders, the bill keeps falling short of a filibuster-proof 60 votes, possibly because the Pentagon has been feeding Congress a K-ration of bullshit.
Her approach was to fire every commander and replace the commander with a bunch of military lawyers.
What? No one is firing anyone. Military lawyers already exist. You're 60, Lindsay. I know you watch JAG.
What a terrible thing to do to a military unit.
Yes. The delicate flower of unit cohesion that can only be maintained by keeping rapists around. Listen, you guys, Lieutenant Hardwick is super fun when he is not raping. He, like, really coheres us. Hey, wasn't unit cohesion also gonna be destroyed by repealing Don't Ask, Don't Tell, allowing women in combat, and letting black women wear braids? We all pay a lot for this military. It better not be so fragile that it can be toppled by a fucking org chart revision.
In the military, it is a problem that is being addressed, and I think a very aggressive fashion, and I like where we're headed.
He's right. Thanks to congressional reforms and the DOD's aggressive efforts, the retaliation rate against service members who report assault has dropped from 62% in 2012 all the way down to 62%. Hey, at least someone's getting punished. You know, I've got a question. Where the hell is the commander-in-chief?
If the president came out and supported this bill, it would be done. It would be over. He promised, I think now close to 3 years ago, that he was going to give the military 1 year to fix things. Well, I can show him this year's report. They have not fixed things.
I know presidents don't like to piss off the generals, but what happened to no fucks Obama? You've spent the past year heckling Republicans and burning through your political capital like a hooker with Richard Gere's credit card. You can't spare some of that badassery for your troops who are getting assaulted on your watch? Why don't you pick up the phone, call those 9 Democrats who voted nay last time and tell them Ted Cruz is right. I know it tastes bad. Just do it. Pass the MJIA. We'll be right back.